Hey everybody, from sprawling multi-level structures to amazing feats of innovation, here are 15 of the most complex modern bridges ever built. Let's start with number 15, the Jamsu Bridge. Spanning the Han River in Seoul, South Korea, the Jamsu Bridge stands as one of the most distinctive bridges in the modern world. It's located directly beneath the larger Banpo Bridge. Jamsu is part of an unusual double-decker bridge system. Built in 1976, its design was driven by practical and strategic needs. It served as a transport route for military equipment during emergencies and played a critical role in managing the flow of the Han River during periods of heavy rain. However, its defining feature is also the most unconventional. Unlike most bridges designed to withstand flooding, Jamsu was intentionally built to submerge when the water levels rise. Now, architecturally, it's classified as a submersible girder bridge. That's a rare design choice in urban infrastructure. And while most modern bridges are engineered to resist those challenges, Jamsu adopts a different philosophy. It yields to the forces of nature. This intentional flooding reduces structural strain and minimizes damage caused by strong currents. Despite its low clearance and susceptibility to submersion, the bridge has remained functional, serving both vehicular and pedestrian traffic. Its integration into the larger Banpo Bridge system adds another layer of intricacy. Banpo handles heavier vehicular traffic, while the Jamsu historically has served lighter vehicles, cyclists, and pedestrians. In recent years, the Seoul metropolitan government has announced plans to transform this bridge into a pedestrian-only space by 2026. The redesign seeks to reimagine the bridge as more than just a crossing point. It aims to turn it into a cultural and recreational hub. Plans include creating an open-air art gallery, panoramic viewing platforms, and dedicated spaces for public events. But beyond its functional purpose, the bridge does hold some cultural significance in Seoul. Over the years, it's served as a venue for public events, including the Jamsu Bridge Walking Festival and the Louis Vuitton 2023 Pre-Fall Fashion Show. Those events have shown that the bridge's potential as a vibrant public space have generated strong public support. Number 14, the Vizcaya Bridge. The Vizcaya Bridge, also known as the Puente Colgante, stands as a structure that blends history and forward-thinking design. Located in the Biscay province of Spain, it spans the Nervión River, and it was constructed in 1893. This bridge was the first transporter bridge in the world and remains one of the most innovative designs of its kind. The bridge was designed by Alberto de Palacio, a disciple of Gustav Eiffel, and incorporates a unique combination of iron and steel cables. It stretches about 525 feet across the river and rises 148 feet above the water. Its gondola, suspended from a 36-wheeled carriage that glides along rails on the upper horizontal crossbeam, can transport up to 6 cars and 200 passengers in a single trip. Now, what sets this bridge apart is the balance of aesthetics and functionality. Its towers, standing at 200 feet, are anchored with cables that extend into the ground and nearby hills, providing stability against the stresses of wind and heavy loads. Its forward-thinking design is evident in its adaptability. Now, over time, its structure has undergone careful maintenance and updates without really compromising its original integrity. Modern visitor elevators allow people to ascend the towers and walk along the upper platform, offering amazing views of the river and surrounding town. This enhancement has transformed the bridge not just into a transportation link, but a key tourist attraction. Today, the bridge remains a bustling hub of activity, with approximately 4 million passengers and 500,000 vehicles crossing it annually. Its inclusion as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2006 shows its global significance and its enduring legacy. While many transporter bridges have faded into obscurity, the Vizcaya Bridge stands as a fun monument to how an innovative and forward-thinking design can transcend time. Number 13, the Oresund Bridge-Tunnel. Spanning the Oresund Strait, the Oresund Bridge-Tunnel serves as a link between Copenhagen, Denmark, and Malmö, Sweden. Opened on July 1, 2000, this hybrid structure isn't just a bridge, nor just a tunnel, but a seamless transition between the two. It consists of 3 distinct sections: an 8-mile cable-stayed bridge, the artificial island of Peberholm, and a 2.5-mile underwater tunnel called the Drogden Tunnel. The bridge begins on the Swedish side, carrying both a 4-lane motorway and a double-track railway. Upon reaching Peberholm, an artificial island, The connection transitions seamlessly into the Drogden Tunnel, which continues underwater to the Danish island of Amager. The decision to incorporate a tunnel rather than an extended bridge was driven by practical concerns. The nearby airport required clear airspace, shipping traffic demanded unobstructed navigation channels, and winter ice flows posed additional challenges. The hybrid design addresses all those issues. Oh, in addition to transportation, the bridge serves as a data corridor. Internet cables laid along its structure carry a portion of data traffic between Scandinavia and Central Europe. Now, from an architectural standpoint, the bridge-tunnel is a rare combination of cable-stayed bridge and immersed tunnel. The bridge itself is supported by two pairs of towering pylons, each rising about 670 feet above the water, with the main span stretching 1,600 feet. The Drogden Tunnel, on the other hand, was assembled from 20 massive precast concrete segments, each weighing approximately 55,000 tons. These segments were carefully submerged into a trench dug in the seabed and then joined together to form the tunnel. This method allowed for precise alignment and minimized any disruption to marine traffic during construction. Additionally, vibration dampers were installed to counteract any cable oscillations caused by winds, and Pibberholm, the man-made island connecting the bridge and tunnel section, serves as a transition point, but it also serves as a thriving ecological site. Left largely undisturbed by human activity, it's become a sanctuary for hundreds of plants and animals. Number 12. The Vine Bridges of Iya Valley. Deep within Japan's Iya Valley, suspended over gorges and coursing rivers, lies the famous Vine Bridges, structures as fascinating in their history as they are in their precarious design. Hidden away in one of Japan's most isolated regions, these bridges stand as relics of the past and continuously evolving modern creation. Now, what sets these bridges apart isn't their appearance or construction method, but the fact that they must be entirely rebuilt every 3 years, making them among the most perpetually modern bridges in the world. The origins of Vine Bridges are pretty murky. They're tangled in legends and folklore. One tale attributes their creation to Kobodaishi, the founder of Shingon Buddhism, who supposedly built the bridges to help travelers cross the valley's treacherous rivers. Another, more widely accepted story credits the fleeing Heike warriors, who allegedly designed the bridges to be easily severed in the event of pursuit, turning the river below into an impassable barrier. At one point, there were said to be 13 vine bridges spanning the river, though only today 3 remain, the Iya Kazurabashi Bridge and the paired husband and wife bridges. Despite the dwindling numbers, these remaining structures have become symbols of cultural preservation. And from an architectural standpoint, these vine bridges are classified as suspension bridges. However, unlike steel and concrete modern counterparts, these are made almost entirely of natural elements, specifically wisteria vines. Wisteria are known for their durability and tensile strength, and this serves as the primary structural element. The experience of crossing one of these bridges, though, is not for the faint of heart. With planks spaced every 7 inches apart, the river is visible through the gaps, and the bridge sways with every step. Even the bravest of visitor will often pause midway, clutching the vines for stability. Few bridges in the world are rebuilt so frequently, and fewer still are constructed using such time-honored techniques. The artisans who maintain these structures are not just builders, they're cultural guardians and engineers, ensuring that this architectural tradition is passed on to future generations. Number 11. The Langkawi Sky Bridge. Located atop Gunung Mat Singkang on Langkawi Island in Malaysia, the Langkawi Sky Bridge is a 410-foot-long pedestrian suspension bridge that defies traditional expectations of both design and construction. Open to the public in 2005, this curved walkway stretches across the mountainous landscape, suspended 2,100 feet above sea level. Its design and execution make it not only a modern engineering achievement, but one of the most distinct pedestrian bridges in the world. Langkawi Island is part of an archipelago of 99 islands off Malaysia's northwest coast, and it's known for its rainforests, deep mountains, and stunning views. Construction of the bridge began in August of 2003, and it took just over a year to complete, finishing in August 2004. The bridge officially opened in early 2005, but one of the most challenging aspects of its construction was transporting prefabricated bridge segments to the mountaintop. Russian Kamov helicopters were used to airlift in some materials, including the steel segments and the massive 260-foot tall central pylon. This pylon is anchored into the mountain at a height of 1,980 feet above sea level, with its peak reaching 2,251 feet. Two backstay cables also stabilize the pylon, anchoring it to the opposite hillsides. Now, the bridge deck is suspended by 4 pairs of cables arranged in a semi-fan array from the top of the pylon. The deck is composed of steel and concrete panels arranged in 5 sections, 2 straight sections at either end and 3 curved sections in the middle. That curvature isn't just for aesthetics either. It maximizes viewing angles and enhances the immersive experience of walking high above the rainforest. Now, unlike rigid bridges and suspension bridges that are designed to flex and move slightly, allowing them to absorb environmental stresses like wind and temperature fluctuations, on windy days, visitors can feel the deck subtly shifting beneath their feet. While this movement is entirely safe, it adds an extra layer of thrill and anxiety for those crossing. The bridge can support up to 250 people at a time, and its construction required precision to ensure the load distributions. Visitors can reach the Sky Bridge via the Langkawi cable car, which travels up steep inclines to the top station. The Sky Glide can accommodate 12 passengers per trip, with each ride lasting about 2 minutes. For those brave enough to walk the bridge, every step offers breathtaking views of the landscape below your feet. The gaps between the steel planks add to that drama, allowing visitors to peer directly into the void beneath them. In 2015, sections of the bridge were upgraded with glass panels, providing even more vertigo-inducing views. Number 10. Siduhe Bridge. Suspended 1,600 feet above a deep river gorge in the mountainous terrain of Hubei province in China, the Siduhe Bridge is one of the most complex bridges ever constructed. Open to traffic on November 15, 2009, this colossal structure connects 2 remote mountain peaks and serves as a vital link on the G50 expressway. This region is characterized by dramatic landscapes, with cliffs and deep valleys that have historically made transportation and infrastructure development challenging. Before the bridge's construction, traveling in this area required navigating winding roads and treacherous mountain passes. But the bridge's construction was part of a broader initiative to improve connectivity across China's interior. Its completion also coincided with the development of the Yiwan Railway, considered one of the most difficult and expensive railway projects ever undertaken in China. The bridge's main span stretches 3,100 feet, suspended between 2 massive 8-shaped towers anchored deep into the mountains. The bridge deck is supported by Warren-type trusses. Now, these trusses are 21 feet tall and 85 feet wide, constructed in 71 sections, with the largest one weighing over 101 tons. The main suspension cables are made of 127 parallel wire strands bundled into a hexagonal shape, with each strand containing 127 individual wires. The cables are capable of supporting over 43 million pounds of force. Now, traditional methods of stringing the initial pilot cable using boats or helicopters were deemed impractical due to the area's geography and unpredictable weather. Engineers resorted to an unconventional yet effective solution: rockets. In October of 2006, rockets were used to fire the first pilot cable across the gorge, saving both time and money. The extreme height of the bridge also required measures to address any wind and temperature fluctuations. The deck and cables are designed to withstand those winds and the weather, ensuring some long-term structural stability. Number 9. The Echo Bridge over the Charles River. Echo Bridge, completed in 1877, stands over the Charles River in Hemlock Gorge, Massachusetts, connecting the towns of Needham to Newton Upper Falls. Originally constructed as a part of the Sudbury Aqueduct, it played a vital role in delivering fresh water to the growing city of Boston. Now, the bridge is an arch bridge spanning about 500 feet across the river, with its largest single arch stretching about 137 feet. But at the time of its completion, it was the second longest masonry arch in the United States. It was built primarily from locally quarried granite. The structure consists of a series of arches supported by abutments on either side of the gorge. Though it no longer serves an essential infrastructure purpose, it's preserved as both an architectural landmark and a recreational attraction. Now, what sets this bridge apart is the inexplicable acoustic effect that happens beneath the central arch. Visitors descending the stairs to the observation platform can experience echoes unlike any other. A single sharp sound, like a hand clap or a shout, can produce up to 15 reverberations, with louder, more abrupt noises, such as a pistol shot, creating as many as 25 distinct echoes. One theory suggests that the echoes are the result of sound waves bouncing horizontally between the water below and the perfectly curved granite arch above. Another theory posits that the curvature of the arch acts as a sort of natural whispering gallery, similar to the famous ones found in St. Paul's Cathedral in London or Grand Central Terminal in New York. Historical records offer little insight into whether the bridge's architects anticipated or even planned for this sound anomaly, and given the precise requirements needed for such an acoustic effect to happen, the curvature, material density, and environmental factors, it seems unlikely to have been purely coincidental, yet no definitive proof exists either way. Number 8. The Moses Bridge. The Mosesbrug, located in the Netherlands, is a modern bridge that combines design with deep historical roots. It's a network of fortifications dating back to the 17th century. The bridge lies in the heart of a former military defense zone designed to impede advancing invaders. As a region with historical significance and a focus on preservation, this Fort de Rouve was eventually transformed into a recreational area. The Mosesbrug was designed to provide modern access while respecting the surrounding environment. The structure is designed to lie below the water's surface, appearing as if it's not even present at all from most vantage points. Made entirely of waterproof wood, the bridge blends in seamlessly to the moat. From above, the bridge slices through the water, reminiscent of the biblical parting of the Red Sea, a deliberate nod to its name. Unlike typical bridges that require elevated supports or imposing structures, this bridge mimics the ancient feel of a moat, evoking a sense of timelessness. The feeling of crossing a sunken trench without any visible supports gives you the impression of walking through history. Now, one of the most unique aspects of this thing is the way it preserves that eerie feeling of an ancient moat. West Brabant's line moats were deep enough to stop invaders on foot, but too shallow for boats to pass. This limited accessibility would have created a dangerous, almost impenetrable barrier. The clever use of adjustable dams and a pump system ensures the water level remains controlled, even during flooding. But as you walk through the water, you're reminded of the biblical reference where Moses famously parted the waters of the Red Sea. This bridge embodies that imagery as it parts the waters just for you. Moving on to number 7, the Stonecutters Bridge. The Stonecutters Bridge, located in Hong Kong, spans the Rambler Channel, connecting Nam Wan Kok on Si Ying Island to Stonecutters Island. It is an essential part of Route 8, a vital transportation route that links several key islands in the region. It was completed in 2009. It's a major transportation link and a marvel of modern design, playing a crucial role in the area's rapid expanding infrastructure. At the time of its completion, it was the second longest cable-stayed span in the world, with a main span measuring 3,340 feet. The construction of the bridge, which started in 2004, was part of a broader effort to improve the connectivity of Hong Kong's transportation system, particularly for its key port terminals. The bridge uses two 968-foot towers located on Singyi Island and Stonecutters Island. These towers are one of the bridge's defining features, tapering from a wide base of 79 feet by 59 feet to a narrower top measuring just 23 feet in diameter. One of the main design challenges was ensuring that the bridge could withstand the frequent typhoons and high winds in the area. To address this, the bridge towers are constructed with a combination of concrete and composite materials, including stainless steel for the top 120 meters of the towers, providing durability and some aesthetic appeal. The deck itself constructed using steel for the main span, with concrete used for the side spans, and this combination of materials was chosen to reduce vibrations that could otherwise cause instability. The bridge was built to be able to withstand typhoons that frequent the region, and to gather data on the local wind conditions, a 160-foot mast was erected at the site in 2002, measuring wind speed, direction, and turbulence until 2004. Those readings were integral in ensuring that the bridge could remain stable during intense storms. The bridge is well placed to allow ships to pass beneath it, and the main span of the bridge offers a clearance of 240 feet, enough to accommodate the largest ships navigating the Rambler Channel. Number 6. The Barton Swing Aqueduct. The Barton Swing Aqueduct, located in Barton upon Irwell in Greater Manchester, England, is one of the most unique and complex structures of the Victorian era. Opened in 1894, this rotating aqueduct carries the Bridgewater Canal over the Manchester Ship Canal, allowing two separate waterways to intersect without obstructing each other. It remains as the only swing aqueduct in the world that's still in regular use today. The original one, completed in 1761, was a fixed masonry structure designed by James Brindley to carry the Bridgewater Canal over the River Irwell. However, the construction of the much larger Manchester Ship Canal in the 1890s, the old aqueduct became obsolete. The solution was a revolutionary rotating aqueduct designed by Sir Edward Leader Williams and constructed by Annual Handyside and Company. Now, a swing aqueduct operates like a traditional swing bridge, but carries a water-filled trough instead of a roadway. The iron trough is 330 feet long and holds about 800 tons of water when in operation. When a tall ship approaches, the aqueduct rotates 90 degrees on a central pivot, which is mounted on an artificial island in the middle of the canal. This central pivot's equipped with a hydraulic press that was originally used to reduce the load on the turning mechanism. When the water was pumped into the press, it lifted a portion of the aqueduct's immense weight, making the swinging operation smoother. The sheer weight of the water-filled trough, about 1,400 tons, posed some challenges. Engineers had to ensure the aqueduct could not only support that weight, but also swing smoothly and turn to its original position with pinpoint accuracy. One of the more ingenious features is the timing of the operation. To avoid collisions with vessels, the aqueduct opened half an hour before a ship is scheduled to pass. The aqueduct lines up with the adjacent Barton Road Swing Bridge, which also rotates, allowing uninterrupted passage. Number 5. The Kawazu-Nanadaru Loop Bridge. The Izu Peninsula is known for its rugged landscape. Highway 414 cuts right through it, but at one stretch, the terrain posed an extraordinary challenge. The elevation dropped by 147 feet over a relatively short distance. A straight road would have required an unsafe gradient, while switchbacks would have demanded extensive space and disrupted the natural environment. The loop bridge solved this dilemma. By looping traffic twice through 720 degrees, the bridge effectively stretched the descent and ascent over a manageable slope, keeping it safe for vehicles of all type. It consists of 2 spirals, each with a diameter of 260 feet stacked on top of one another. The entire length of the spirals measures about 3,490 feet, allowing gradual transition between the elevations. 3 massive supports anchor the structure, resembling a giant painter's trestle. These supports hold the spirals aloft, making the bridge look like a giant coiled snake slithering through the valley. Now, navigating the loop bridge is as much an experience as it is a drive. The speed limit is set at 18 miles an hour to prevent accidents on the tight curves, and this slower pace allows drivers to take in the views of the volcanic scenery. From Shimoda, the bridge climbs up a hill counterclockwise a direction, while traffic ascending from the Amagi Tunnel takes a clockwise path. For those unfamiliar with the design, the sensation of spiraling up or down can feel dizzying, but careful planning ensures the drive is smooth and secure. The 2-lane road is open to cars, motorcycles, and even bikes, making it accessible to a wide range of travelers. For drivers, the experience on traversing this bridge is unforgettable. Some compare it to riding a roller coaster, though the slow pace keeps things safe. And the transition between the loops is seamless, and the bridge's design ensures smooth driving even on those sharp curves. It's a road that's as much about the journey as it is the destination. Nearby visitors can take short detours to explore local attractions. The Kawazu 7 Waterfalls, a series of cascades, is a favorite stop here. Number 4. The Henderson Waves. The Henderson Waves, Singapore's highest pedestrian bridge, is a structure that connects Mount Faber Park to Telok Blangah Hill Park, rising 118 feet above Henderson Road, and spans 899 feet in length. Completed in 2008, the Henderson Waves stands as an example of architectural ingenuity that blends seamlessly with its natural surroundings. Its most distinctive feature, of course, is the undulating wave-like form created by 7 steel ribs that curve gracefully along the bridge. The design is not merely decorative, but serves as a structural element, distributing the bridge's weight evenly. Each steel rib was custom fabricated to achieve that seamless wave effect, requiring planning and execution. The structure's height at 118 feet above a busy road added another layer of complexity. The inclusion of seating alcoves within the ribs further highlight the thoughtful design, providing shaded areas for visitors to rest. Now, unlike conventional bridges that simply span a gap, this structure transforms the journey itself into a destination. The bridge is part of a broader Southern Ridges project conceived in 2002 to link Singapore's southern parks through a network of trails and walkways. This initiative, which cost about $18.5 million, reflects their commitment to sustainability. Bird watchers frequent the bridge to observe the avian species that inhabit the canopy, while couples and photographers are often found in its shaded alcoves, making the most of its views. At night, the bridge undergoes a transformation, literally illuminated by LED lights that create a flowing wave of light. This nightly display runs from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m., and it gives you visual impact and makes it a glowing landmark visible for miles. Walking across the Henderson Waves is more than a practical crossing, it's an experience. The gentle curves of the bridge create a sense of movement and rhythm, encouraging visitors to engage with their surroundings. Whether it's the sweeping views of the city and harbor, the vibrant green canopy below, or the quiet alcoves for resting conversation, the bridge offers something for everyone. Number 3. The Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge. Suspended 980 feet above a canyon in the National Forest Park in Hunan Province, China, the Zhangjiajie Bridge is a structure that challenges traditional concepts. It was opened to the public on August 20th of 2016, and it quickly gained a recognition as the longest and tallest glass-bottom bridge in the world at the time. Spanning 1,410 feet between two towering cliffs, this remarkable bridge offers visitors an exhilarating experience. The bridge consists of a metal frame supporting 120 transparent panels, each made from 3 layers of tempered glass with a combined thickness of 2 inches. These panels provide visitors with an unobstructed view of the canyon floor nearly 1,000 feet below, creating a thrilling sense of walking on air. The bridge has an ability to hold heavy foot traffic, up to 800 people at a time. Now, to achieve that, engineers installed massive support pillars at the canyon's edges. These pillars anchor the bridge securely, while its lightweight frame minimizes any stress on the glass panels. Glass is not typically a material associated with large-scale structural strength, and ensuring that it could support high visitor traffic without compromising safety required some innovative solutions. Testing included subjecting the glass to sledgehammer impacts and even driving heavy vehicles across it. These measures demonstrated the resilience of those materials, addressing any concerns about potential breakage. Beneath the transparent floor, 3 long swings offer visitors a chance to dangle over the canyon, while a 935-foot bungee jump, the highest in the world, provides an unparalleled adrenaline rush. At night, its integrated lighting system also enhances that visual appeal, illuminating the glass panels and metal frame to create a glowing pathway suspended in the sky. The bridge's opening was met with overwhelming enthusiasm, drawing more than 80,000 visitors per day in the initial weeks. Now, it's designed to handle about 8,000 visitors daily. This surge in popularity led to its temporary closure just 13 days afterwards. Authorities cited the need to update infrastructure, such as parking facilities, ticketing systems, and visitor services to handle the unexpected demand. The bridge reopened on September 30th, 2016, with improved logistics to accommodate its global audience. Number 2. The original South Capitol Street Bridge. The South Capitol Street Bridge, later named the Frederick Douglass Memorial Bridge, stood as a symbol of innovation in post-World War II infrastructure. Spanning the Anacostia River in Washington, D.C., this remarkable bridge was initially completed in 1950, and it remained a component of the city's transportation network until it was replaced in 2021. Its most fascinating feature was the double-leaf swing bridge design, a rare and ingenious solution that allowed it to serve both river traffic and urban commuters. The construction began in 1945, marking the start of a project that symbolized progress in the aftermath of World War II. Now, initially it was referred to as the Victory Bridge by Captain H.C. Whitehurst, the District Director of Highways. It was the first major infrastructure endeavor launched after the war. However, funding challenges delayed its completion, but it officially opened to traffic on January 14, 1950. At the time, it was the longest bridge in Washington and one of the longest swing bridges in the world. The bridge was later renamed in 1965 to honor Frederick Douglass as one of the most influential figures in American history. The double-leaf design of the bridge consisted of 2 separate swinging segments that could open independently or together depending on the size of the vessel needing passage. This design was particularly complex and it required precise engineering. The mechanism was driven by huge gears and motors housed within the piers. Operators controlled the swing span from a control house where they had to carefully coordinate the movement to avoid disrupting vehicular traffic or causing any delays for boats. The bridge connected the South Capitol Street with Suitland Parkway and Interstate 295, serving as a primary commuter route for residents of Prince George's County, Maryland, and Southern Maryland into downtown Washington, D.C. However, the complexity of the swing mechanism did present some challenges over time. The wear and tear on the moving parts, combined with corrosion from the river environment, led to frequent maintenance. By the late 20th century, the bridge required extensive repairs, including redecking and widening in the 1970s and 80s, to accommodate the increasing traffic volume. At its peak, the bridge handled an estimated 77,000 vehicles a day, highlighting its role in the region's transportation network. Number 1. El Ferdan Railway Bridge. The El Ferdan Railway Bridge, located in Egypt, is one of the most complex modern bridges in the world. Spanning the western shipping lane of the Suez Canal, it's the longest swing bridge ever constructed, with a main span of 1,100 feet. Now, the history of the El Ferdan Railway Bridge is intertwined with the evolution of the Suez Canal. The first version of the bridge was built in 1918 to serve the Sinai Military Railway during World War I. However, it was dismantled shortly after the war because it obstructed shipping traffic. A subsequent steel swing bridge made in 1942 was damaged by a steamship and removed in 1947. In 1954, a double swing bridge was built, only to be destroyed by the Arab-Israeli conflict. But the current iteration of the bridge, completed in 2001 by a consortium of German, Belgian, and Egyptian firms, represents the culmination of decades of effort to establish a reliable and efficient crossing over the canal. Its two enormous steel arms pivot 90 degrees to create a navigational opening of approximately 1,050 feet. The bridge spans a total length of about 2,099 feet and stands 197 feet high at its pivot. Its steel truss superstructure, which is 41 feet wide, supports a single railway track flanked by two 10-foot wide lanes for vehicles. Its rotational operation is a timed process that takes about 15 minutes to complete, ensuring that maritime traffic through one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world remains unhindered. First and foremost, it holds the distinction of being the longest swing bridge in the world, an achievement that shows the complexity of its design. The expansion of the Suez Canal in 2015, which introduced a parallel eastern shipping lane, temporarily disrupted the bridge's functionality by severing the railway connection to the Sinai Peninsula. However, these plans were abandoned due to high costs, and it was eventually decided to build a second swing bridge over the eastern shipping lane. This new bridge, completed in 2024, mirrors the design of the original El Ferdan Bridge and restores the railway's functionality. Now, beyond its practical applications, the bridge is a fascinating structure with unique characteristics. That rotational mechanism requires exceptional precision, as even minor misalignments or strong winds could delay its operation. Constructed with over 15,000 tons of steel, the bridge was designed to endure harsh conditions. Despite its size and complexity, though, the bridge was completed in less than 5 years, an example of ingenuity and dedication for the teams involved in its construction. Thanks for traveling with me, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thank you to our channel members.